which is going to be pay-per-click, Google AdWords, and social media marketing. So like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of the above. And somebody submitted 25 years of experience in social media marketing. How? There hasn't been social media for 25 years. It's always funny sometimes to think about that. Like things that are such a major part of the day. Like I remember there was a study done that was like most people are on Facebook or Instagram before they're vertical.
Yeah.
So they start their day with, oh, it's Tom's birthday. Oh, happy birthday, Tom. Memories. Oh, remember when we did that last year, honey? Don't talk to me. You didn't brush your teeth yet. Start your day first. But it's become such a large element of our schedules now and our days, and like I know all the new iPhones have the weekly clock now of how much time you spend on social media, and it shows you how much you've spent there. It really has become just part of our lives, and it's not that old. Actually, want to see. I'm gonna look this up now. How long? Or no, better yet, what year did MySpace come out? 2003.
And that's the oldest one?
That's the oldest social media network.
So he was doing it before it existed.
So, yeah. Yeah, how many of you watching were in MySpace?
I was.
Mike's here, everybody. Mike was part of MySpace. Yes, he was. I remember when we became friends on MySpace.
I don't.
I don't either. But well, welcome, Mike. We were just talking about somebody submitted a job application that said 25 years of social media experience. So we just looked up when MySpace came out, and it was 2003. And I had said, it's just very easy to forget how short of a time social media has been part of our lives because it's infiltrated it so deeply.
Well, weren't there a few templates before MySpace?
Not that I know of.
There were a few beta testing programs that were out before MySpace.
No idea. Does anyone know of something prior to MySpace? Let us know in the comments. Enter that chat room, yo. So, we have a couple topics today. We had a connection issue last week, so we're redoing some of the topics we did last week because we did the whole show, and it turns out most of you did not see it. So, and it didn't record, so we lost the actual recording of it. So, we're re-hitting some of those topics plus some new ones for the week. So the first topic that is a catch-up topic was the streaming success of Escape Lab, the live escape room on Twitch. The biggest success story out of them was they ended up covered in Variety, which is not an easy feat for something that's not like movie or TV entertainment. Apparently, they are partnered with a local station, so all their funding comes through that. And then, so this is actually a correction that is my fault because I should have checked this for an update because there was an initial news article that had said they had 60,000 viewers, and then we had looked it up and it was not 60,000. So let's see what they're up to. Escape Lab live on Twitch. Do they have a link? I'm on the Variety page right now. I'm not seeing a link. No. Here we go. Escape Lab, Twitch TV. What do we have? Schedule. videos. Here we go. That'll show view counts. Okay, they're currently at 2,000 views. Just shy, actually. 1.9 thousand views. That's still pretty good. But it's free. I think that's the one thing we always have to keep in mind with this is that their viewers are not based on people actually paying to watch. Which is great for them because they have their funding already. But I'm sure if their view counts don't start getting exponentially higher, that 3 years of content's not going to last.
You had 1,900 views in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's not really a lot.
No. Especially for a free show. But one of the problems that they will face that we knew of from when we did Find Me and Slasher and Buried Alive and the other shows that we had done where it was free to view was that there's not really all that much value in watching these post live.
No, not at all.
You know, all of the value is the interaction, the ability to be in the chat room and then have the actual, in-game guides call you out and be like, yeah, Mike D, thanks for that point of advice. I will try twisting the lock to the left instead of the right. It's those moments that make the show, not watching it all unfold with other people's interactions already in the show. At that point, it's really crappy reality TV with barely any urgency. So, yeah, I wouldn't expect their view counts to explode week to week because I would imagine most people are going to watch for 2 minutes and be like, I'm bored. And, to their praise, the production quality was very good. The room looked great. It's like 1 or 2 small rooms that, with the fisheye lens look a lot bigger than they are. But the production quality was great. It looked good. And it was decent puzzles and good gameplay. They put a lot of work into this. But I think they're going to need a lot more marketing that really announces a new show. But it's a start. And we gained some new subscribers from their Variety article because if you Google search live streaming escape room, we come up before they do. So, thanks, guys. So, next up on the list, we talk about this quite often because there's always something new in the community, but Resident Evil has a new escape room experience, and this is part of their video game franchise. But this had some really, really cool properties and concepts that I liked, which was the ability to play in different modes. So, not only as the survivors in a very puzzle-centric escape room-esque situation and environment, but you get to play as the game master. And you get to control where puzzles and traps and detrimental things to your gameplay are placed. So, you could set it up where, they solve their way into a room, and that room locks behind them, and they have to solve a puzzle to get out, but you kill the lights, and the room's filled with zombies. So you get to kind of premeditate where you're going to place all this stuff and how you're going to do it. And I thought that was just super cool. I really, really want to play this. Which, I don't know if anyone noticed, but on the 80th anniversary of Batman, they announced a Batman mode in Fortnite.
Oh, interesting.
Where there's like a little Gotham City map in there, and you could play as Batman, and I think Catwoman.
Interesting.
And you know what? We should have put this in the show as an actual, feature spot, but we could talk about it either way. The WB Montreal teased the next Batman game.
Oh, I saw that.
Which Mike has still not played any of the Arkham series games.
I've had the game sitting on my shelf for the last 7 years, and I have not played them at all.
But there was a tease that got taken down really quick by a developer at WB Montreal in regards to the Court of Owls being the next villain in the game series.
In that case, I'll pass anyway.
I'm also wondering where it's going to place timeline-wise.
Yeah.
Is it a reboot, or is it just taking place like far in the past of the game series? Probably in the past. But I love the Arkham games, even the bad ones. So I'll be excited to play whatever they do. I like the universe they created.
I want them to do a Superman game. I feel like that's a tougher nut to crack. But
I think first you're going to have to see Superman be successful in another medium.
Yeah, that's true. But
which I have a feeling we're on the cusp of a very Superman-centric future to DC. Because Crisis is obviously going to be very Superman-centric.
Yeah.
Now that Tom Welling is confirmed to be coming back into his role as part of Crisis, there'll be 3 Supermen at a minimum that we know about now.
That's going to be cool.
And there's massive talk that, what the hell's his name? Newly hired director-producer to WB.
Abrams?
Yeah, Abrams is going to be doing a Superman movie with Cavill.
As long as it's Cavill, I guess.
So, that might be kind of cool. I've also heard a lot that the Matt Reeves Batman is a soft reboot, and that whenever we get that Flash movie, that like a Flashpoint type of moment is probably going to happen to keep
like
certain cast members, but also
right.
have Matt Reeves as Batman.
Yeah, I don't know. I would just ignore it.
Because there's going to be a Justice League 2.
Of course.
And
I don't think it's going to be called Justice League 2. It's just going to be Justice League subtitle.
They should just do Crisis.
Yeah, whatever. I wouldn't even make it a plot point. I would just don't talk about it ever again.
So, back as far as Project Resistance, the new Resident Evil game, though, you could play as either or. You can control the zombies, or Mr. X, which is like their big, muscle, drone villain that is in the latest game. So you could control that character and set traps, lock doors, kill lights, all kinds of fun stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how the modes play, and if more people are going to want to play as Game Master versus Survivor. I think that'll be pretty cool. Next up, brand new story, Jersey Shore Haunt Guide, radio station 94.3.
94.3, The Point.
The Point. Listed Boogeyman as the #1 shore attraction for Halloween this year. So, yay, Boogeyman! If Chris Murphy's watching, and he usually is, you and Sam really made Boogeyman what it is this year, so a lot of that praise probably goes to the two of them. But yeah, made #1 on the list. So a little bit about Boogeyman for Halloween is full fear version is for 17 and up only, and the reason being is the Boogeyman is hunting you. So be prepared for the Boogeyman to probably touch you and come face to face in some way, shape, or form. Anyone who has played Boogeyman, by all means, no spoilers, but comment or let us know in the chat room your favorite memories of being attacked in the experience. Now, having said that, we do have a mild fear version where the Boogeyman himself is not hunting you, or herself, or itself. We don't know what the Boogeyman is. The Boogeyman's gender neutral.
They, them.
They, them. Mild fear plays through the entire story. It has some of the more cinematic elements that happen in the game that Mike is fairly instrumental for creating. And all the puzzle content and story, but there's no live actor hunting you. And then we have our Puzzles and Kids version, which we just had a big Puzzles and Kids party there Sunday morning for the younger generations to go play, in which all of the over-the-top fear elements are shut down, but you do have a live guide as one of the Boogie Buster paranormal investigators, bringing you through the game and helping the kids through it and keeping them from freaking out or getting scared. And it's a big hit with little kids. They love it because they kind of get to be like a Ghostbuster So that's a lot of fun. And then also, you can stream it, which I highly recommend if you've got a group together for like a Friday or a Saturday night or whatever, and you want to submit in. We're going to be doing a few more Boogeyman streams through the holidays for the Halloween season than just like the once a week schedule. We'll have Boogeyman streaming a couple times. So by all means, if you're not a member yet, go get your Trapdoor Escape Stream membership and stream Boogeyman, because Boogeyman is a blast to stream. I like Boogeyman streaming more than I do in person. It's scarier. It's actually got a lot of like really good jump scare moments as a streaming show, and a lot more atmosphere because the camera only gives you so many viewpoints. So it's a lot of fun that way. Christina and I did the first Boogeyman stream, and it was a blast, and everyone seemed to have a great time. So check it out. Boogeyman is streaming now, and available to stream now. Or you could play live in person and go for the full fear effect. Maybe you'll make it into one of our Scares of the Week videos.
Yeah.
So, next up on our list today, Escape the Vape. Yep, you heard that right. Escape rooms being built for schools, starting in middle schools. It's a little bit more of an online game than it is a, in-person in the room game, but they're kind of doing a little mix and match, and it's very escape room like. We've seen quite a bit of this where schools they're calling it an escape room to get the kids excited. It's usually a couple paper puzzles, so it's not really, but but how do we feel about this whole situation? Is vaping actually such a danger that everyone's running to the forefront of educating kids on it? Like, this is the new DARE program.
I mean, it seems to be a little overblown. I know like 6 people have died.
Does anyone in this room on this broadcast vape?
Chris Murphy vapes.
Hey, Chris!
I know they just banned Juuls in New York City.
Right.
They just passed that, and all of my film industry people are like, no, because they vape. I don't know. It seems like with all the other shit that poses a threat to kids in large groups like that, I don't think vaping is top priority right now. Aside from bullying and gun violence.
Suicide.
Yeah, I mean...
I just saw a statistic that was like 24% higher of current generation from middle school through high school for suicide rate.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that, suicide, bullying, and gun violence in schools all kind of feed into one another. So, I'd say that's more of a priority. That should be more of a priority than vaping. I mean, vaping sucks. I mean, it does what it does to you. But
anybody dies of anything, it sucks.
Yeah.
But 6 people, as opposed to how many people have died from gun violence in schools.
Exactly.
It's
not to say one is more important or less important than the other, but
you have to prioritize.
Yeah,
things.
Priorities are a little bit more.
We obviously this was one of the things we talked about last week that didn't record, but one of the things we were talking about was the fact that it's a very it's like, where are these backdoor alley people selling vapes that the Juuls or the cartridges are laced with something else, and and people are getting killed from, because just like cigarettes, a 12-year-old can't go into a vape store and buy their stuff, so they're bumming it off of someone off the street. So now there's vape dealers, and that's where this problem is really coming from. It's not the reputable stores.
I mean, it's also a new thing that it's always that the youth versus the older generation, where something new comes out and all the old people go, it's bad. So I mean, it's if it's not comic books, it's rock and roll. If it's not rock and roll, it's something else. It's video games. It's whatever. So I mean, I am curious to see how overblown some of it is. Yeah. But again, there are more important things to be concerned about in regards to the safety of our children than vaping.
I mean, if you want to throw together an anti-drug program, and there's one little bullet point that's like, you're not legal to vape yet, so stop vaping.
Yeah.
No different than cigarettes.
Yeah, cigarettes or alcohol.
As much as everyone who vapes loves to claim that they are completely 100% healthy, they're not. They will cause throat cancer. Yeah, cigarettes will cause lung cancer.
I mean, for like every parent who has a problem with vaping, there's like 5 more parents who don't give a shit. Right. It's like, in high school, it's like, oh yeah, I'm throwing, a party for my kids, and there's going to be like, 50,000 gallons of Coors Light for all of them to party with, and it's like, they're all 16.
Yeah.
But, I don't necessarily condone that either, but, it's...
I worked for a company prior to starting Trapdoor that it was 2 brothers, and one of them was a obnoxious total child moron, to put it bluntly, and would throw parties for the staff, and my team and myself never attended those parties, but others did, and one of them got so drunk he fell into the bonfire.
Oh shit.
And skin grafts for over a year as a result, and he no longer works for them. They're almost out of business from what I know, but I know locations have closed. But it's like every week he'd come in and talk about company culture.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't throw parties, get your underage, and yes, this was an underage member of the team. Get them plastered in your backyard and they fall into a bonfire.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be stupid people like that. But again, I think the priorities right now in the world right now it's not vaping.
Right.
I mean, raise awareness for it, do what you got to do, I guess. But there are bigger threats to the safety of pretty much everybody in any kind of public place right now that needs to be addressed than vaping.
And to all those vape versus cigarettes, watch someone die of lung cancer. Watch someone die of throat cancer. Tell me what you think is the worst death after you see this, because I don't ever want to die of throat cancer.
Throat cancer is pretty brutal.
So, moving on. Awesome topic. Can't wait to discuss it. It's finally happening. The Raven Guild experience. Wow, Mike. That was some serious excitement levels. Raven Guild opens October 16th. We're doing a press preview night. And we'll be allowing them to get the full 100% elite experience. They'll be getting our unlocked bar, as well as the elite food package, which will have entrees and really cool stuff. There's a drink on the menu called the Raven that's going to be delivered in champagne glasses when you walk in. It's a jet black drink. We're doing things like salmon and skirt steak, and the food's actually quite good. So beyond the unlocked bar and food, though, it's a night of puzzles, all themed as being part of a secret society of the socially elite. And all themed around Edgar Allan and inspired by Edgar Allan Poe. So we've had a lot of excitement for this. This was supposed to be an event we were moving towards last year, and we couldn't necessarily make everything work out in time, so Raven Guild became a 2-part Puzzles and Corks game. But that game was, at that point then tailored towards Puzzles and Corks. So it didn't have the big set piece elements that Raven Guild, this version, has, such as the giant casket when you walk in the room, and what elements the casket plays in to the game itself. So, it wouldn't be an Edgar Allan Poe story without someone buried alive in the room. So this plays... It's a little morbid, perfect for Halloween, because it does play with life and death and resurrection and things to that effect. But it's a very large headcount experience. Bit of role-playing when you walk in to the Raven Guild experience. You will be given one of the Raven Guild masks, and you will have that for the entirety of the show, and you have to wear it. Formal attire is, I don't want to say required, but definitely pushed. All of the wait staff and game masters will be in formal attire, wearing masks as well, and you will be playing the role of part of the secret society. And well, Mike, what happens? What's the general synopsis?
I don't want to spoil it. There's, as it's written right now, we're still scripting it, but you are followers of one of the leaders of the Raven Guild who has been murdered by her husband in an attempted coup to take over the guild, and you have to perform several ceremonies to these demons to bring her back to life. And chaos ensues.
Lots of chaos. Crazy chaos. So yeah, you're going to have to get that coffin open.
Basically,
at some
yeah.
point
Her coffin is in the room with you, and you have to perform these ceremonies to bring her back to life.
And yes, we went and got a real coffin. We thought we even attempted for like a day the concept of building one out, and then we were like, you know what, we're just getting a real one. So we bought and arranged the arrival of that. So when you go upstairs into the Raven Room, which is the lounge that the Raven Guild is hosted in, you will be coming face to face with that casket, and some of your puzzles and interactions will be based around it. It's got an entire original score that's being finished up at the moment, completely originally composed by our in-house music composer, and some really interesting stuff. There's a big performance part of this too that's being, like all of our stuff pre-filmed. So Raven Guild will be quite the experience. We're already down to, I think for the public, the first available date, kind of cool, is Halloween. Literally Halloween night. So October 31st. Otherwise, the rest of October is already pre-booked up with events, parties, and our press night. So act quick. Also, this game requires a heavy head count because this is a joint venture. It's not us alone. It's in conjunction with the Raven Room and Horseshoe Tavern, which is our next door neighbors in Morristown, New Jersey. So there is a minimum head count requirement in order to book the event, which is a minimum of 15. Although kind of cool, we are privatizing these events. So if you're a group of 15, we will privatize the event for your party at that point. Because the game can go up to like 80 people, or like 65 or something, like whatever.
I think we have it set for 40. I think depending on how we end up with the puzzles, we can expand.
Right. So yeah, and there'll probably be expansion packs added over time. So, but if you're a group of 30, we'll privatize it at 30. Whatever the number is, as long as it's over 15, that's where we'll privatize it. So what we have done is, if you go to the Raven Guild's Facebook page or the Trapdoor Facebook page and then carry over from one of the posts, we've created a group page for Raven Guild where you can join other Trapdoor players that don't have enough people for a game like this and kind of do a meetup event. So, if you join that group, we'll approve your add-on. And you can, post that you're looking to play Raven Guild. Does anyone else want to play with you? And, kind of meet some like-minded people to join and book as a group together. For example, I know the Pages already joined the group over the weekend because they called about Raven Guild. And they're a couple that has played almost every single month of Puzzles and Corks, as well as every Trapdoor Escape. So they are very excited to come play. And actually, they haven't played Freak Show yet. They booked their Freak Show experience over the weekend.
Okay, good.
But they wanted to play Raven Guild, and they don't have enough people to play with. So they already joined that group. So go join the group and see if you can join up with them. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much all of our topics for the day. Any last thoughts from anyone?
Negative.
No.
Okay. Christina, you were very quiet through this whole episode.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
thanks everyone for watching. It's always a pleasure streaming, and sorry for last week, the way that went, but we figured out where the issue lies, and we're good to go. So
It better work this time.
it better have worked this time.
Don't feel like having the vape conversation a third time.
So, subscribe. Join us every Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard, for another episode of Puzzle Talk. And make sure to subscribe and get your membership to Trapdoor Escape Stream and go stream Boogeyman, because it is an awesome way to spend Halloween. And go see the Raven Guild. Have a great night. Take care, everybody. See you next week.